Good morning and happy Monday, groovy citizens. I hope you all had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. For all the moms, the mother figures. If you play a role in anybody's life that serves as a mother figure, I hope you all had a wonderful Mother's Day on yesterday. And just even if you didn't do anything. Now, as for me, I had a fantastic weekend. I told you guys that I was headed to, or maybe I didn't. I don't know. I probably didn't. But anyway, I went to Lansing, Michigan to spend time with family over the last few days. I was there last Thursday, Friday, Saturday, got up and left early yesterday morning. And it was just a great, I'm going to say a great time was had by all. I got to see some family members I hadn't seen in a while. And it was just a great time. I got to sit and my sister and I, we talked with my grandmother, laughed and kikied with her. And she turned 100 years old on yesterday, but she is just so full of energy. And she has the cutest laugh, always has. And so that was just always special to me. And especially since I don't have my Nana here anymore. My mom's mom, we called her Nana. But since Nana's not here anymore, you know, it's nice to still have a grandmother to be able to laugh and talk with and, you know, learn new things from. But like I said, all in all, it was a wonderful time spent with family. And I want to encourage you guys. And I'm going to tell you why I'm saying this, because one day, it might have been last week or week before last, somebody posted something on Facebook. And the question was, how often does your family have a reunion? And I was really surprised at how many people said they don't. Couple of, I think two, maybe three, but two definitely I can recall, people said that the only time they have a family reunion is at a funeral. Because a funeral, of course, you know, brings everybody together, and that's when they get together and kind of have a reunion, if you will. And to me, that was just so disheartening and just so sad to even hear that. I am thankful and blessed that my dad's side of the family, we have a reunion every year. Last year, we went to Williamsburg. The year before that, we didn't have a reunion, unfortunately, because of COVID. And this year, we will be back in Michigan. So in August, in just a few months, we will be back in August. And the next year, as a matter of fact, I need to start making some phone calls because I think we're going to end up going to New Jersey. You know, I'll see. But it looks like that's probably where we're going to end up going. So I have a couple of resorts that I need to call to check on that. And otherwise, like I said, a great time was had by all. And it was a lot of fun. And it just reminded me of how important family is. And for me, family is very, very, very special. But also know that, and I know somebody's listening to this saying, but Michelle, I don't have a big family, or I don't have family that lives nearby. Sometimes family, they aren't just the people that you are related to by blood. They're people that are closest to you as well. I was so excited. I got to see my Aunt Lori and my Aunt Vicky, because I only get to see them on Facebook. And so I got to see them. They came out, and it was just, you know, I would love to see my Uncle Tony, because I haven't seen Uncle Tony in a long time, but it was just great nonetheless. And yeah, so if you all can do it, make sure you are spending time with your family. As a matter of fact, I do need to reach out to a friend of mine, because I know he was thinking about planning a family reunion with his family. So I need to find out what did he decide to do. And I told him I would definitely call and start making some reservations and things for him for that. But anyway, I was going to tell you all something. All in all, my time away was very relaxing. Oh, I was going to tell you, today it's 67 degrees. Although the sun is out, it's a little breezy outside. So I had to walk quickly from the car to the house because, as you can see, I don't have a coat on. But otherwise, I think it's going to be a nice day today. And now getting back to what I was saying before, all in all, I didn't have any incidents. Now, I did have a slight seizure. I want to say it was on Thursday night. It might have been Thursday night. I'm not sure. I can't remember now if it was Thursday or Friday, because sometimes you do forget things. But anyway, I didn't know that I had a seizure till I woke up the next morning. And my sister told me, and I said, "Are you sure?" She said, "Yes." I don't think so, because I don't recall having a seizure. I really don't. And she said, "Yeah, you were." She said, "I heard you making this noise." And when she came into where I was sleeping, she said, "Your whole body was stiff. And you were making this weird noise." And so she said, and she knows the drill, just to roll me on my side. And she got a warm washcloth and put it on my head. And so I was fine. So I didn't have any problems. I just don't even remember it. But sometimes, in all the excitement and all the fun, you can overwhelm yourself. So if you suffer from seizures, I just want to ask that you make sure that you're still taking care of yourself. And yes, I do take my medicine without fail. Anyway, let's jump into today's car conversation. Oh, that's what I was going to say. If I did not tell you that I was going to be in Michigan, it is because I'm one of these people. I just don't think you should post all over social media when you're going to be out of town. Everybody doesn't need to know that. And so I did my car conversation on Friday, but you all didn't know I was out of town because I didn't say anything. Now, Saturday, I didn't get a chance to do one, because when I tell you I was busy, honey, I was busy. When I thought about it, I said, crap, I didn't do a vlog. By then, it was dark out. It was nighttime, so I said, the heck with it. I did put this week's podcast out. Make sure you check that out. I did not do an Instagram reel on yesterday just because I don't lie, I was tired. So I didn't get a chance to do that either. Now, today's topic, stop being weak. This is what I was going to give you on Saturday, but I want you all to stop being weak. Let me share some quotes with you. This one is by Eric Thomas, and it says, stop being gazelles. You're not average. You were born to be great. You are a chosen generation. You're not average. Some of you go through life acting as if you're average, and you really are not. You are so unique, and in that you don't even realize how unique you really are. Here's another quote. This one is by Eric Thomas as well. He says, you will not defeat me. You will not destroy me. Come on now, I need somebody to hear. Let me say that again. You will not defeat me. You will not destroy me. Some of you are so ignorant. You've been through so much hell, and you're going to quit now? Come on, y'all. When you get to success, it's not about skill. When you get to a certain level of success, it's about stamina. So in other words, when you look at people who have made it, a lot of those individuals that have made it is not because of skill. It's not because of degrees that they have on the wall. It's not because of who they know. It's because of the stamina. They stayed in there, and they kept pushing, and they kept pushing until they got to the level where they are. And that's all I'm telling that you need to do. This next quote is by Les Brown, and it says, see, you got to be willing to grow. Osborne said, unless you attempt to do something beyond that which you've already mastered, you will never grow. So you've got to decide to grow. See, most people won't try and grow. Now, hold on. I'm gonna try and grow. Now, why wasn't I willing to do that? The answer is because I didn't want to fail. That's why a lot of people don't try to grow, because they're afraid of failure. I didn't want to look stupid. I didn't want to admit the fact that I didn't know something. 85% of the people in life allow their fear of failure to outweigh their desire to succeed. And that's sad. That is so sad. Repeat after me, please. He said, anything that's worth doing is worth doing badly. See, if you know how to do something right, well, it makes sense to do it right. Come on, somebody. This next quote is also by Les Brown, and he says, you are going to make a lot of mistakes. You're going to have a lot of failures. You're going to have a lot of struggles. You're going to feel dumb and ask questions and don't know what to do or where to go. And it's part of the growing. That's part of the experimentation process. Life is about living. Life is about growing. Life is about challenging yourself. Life is about stretching yourself. See, you've got to be able to, if you don't ever climb outside, case in point, if I don't ever open up these doors and get outside of this truck, I will forever stay in here. I will stay closed up, and I'm only going to know what's right here inside of this truck. But I have to be willing to look stupid. I have to be willing to ask questions that some people may think are dumb because I don't know everything. But I've got to be willing to do that. And in order to do that, come on, somebody, I've got to open the doors and step outside of these 4 doors. I'm just saying. And here's my last quote. This is a bonus. And this is by Les Brown. He says this all the time. He says, most people die at age 21 and don't get buried until they're 65. They play it safe. They don't take any chances. That's your real takeaway. So I need you to stop being weak. I need you to stop being afraid to step out on, what do we call it? Faith. Exactly. And start living your life to the fullest. I need you to say, you know what? I'm sorry, guys. I need to crack the window just a little bit. I need you to say that regardless of how this thing turns out, I'm going to step out there and I'm going to do it anyway. I do it all the time. But you know what? Here's the thing. I don't always know what the outcome is going to be, but I know who I am and whose I am. So I know that God's word says that he can do anything. Come on, somebody. He didn't say some things. He didn't say a few things. He said he can do anything but fail. And so I know that if I put my trust, as the song says, I will trust in the Lord until I die. Come on now. I put my trust in God, and I know that he can get me from A to B, from B to C to D, and on down the alphabet. But you have to stop being weak. So many of you, and I know I'm going to step on some toes, Jesus. So many of you are so weak that you stay in relationships that you know for a fact that you should have left a long time ago. But you stay in that relationship not because that man or that woman is abusive. That's not why. That may be why for some people, but I'm talking about when you stay in that relationship and you know it's not going anywhere. That relationship, you and that individual, you are so far from one another as far as the east is from the west, and that's pretty daggone far. But you stay in that relationship. You know why? Because you're weak. You're afraid that if you leave that relationship, that you may not have anything else. You may not have anybody else. Nobody else may want you. Well, guess what? First of all, somebody's always going to want you. Somebody is always going to want you. But you've got to want yourself. See, I'm thankful that I'm at a place in life, and pretty much I always have been this way, that I'm happy with being with me. I'm happy with being with Michelle. So even if you don't want to be with me, it's all right. Because I'm happy with being with me. I don't have to have someone in my life. I don't have to be surrounded by other people. I've always been that person that if you give me a project or an assignment, I would rather take it and go off and work on that thing by myself than to work with a group of people. Not that I don't work well with others, because I do. However, what I said was I would prefer to go and work by myself than to be in a group of people working with others. That's just how I'm wired. You know, it's just how I'm wired. Doesn't make me different. A lot of people are like that. But what I'm saying is you have to love you first. And until you do that, you will never do right by yourself until you begin to truly love yourself. See, because what you love, who you love, you won't let anybody cross that line and bother them. So that means loving yourself completely. You're not going to let anybody come in and disrupt whatever it is that you have going on. You're not going to let anybody come in and push you off your game because you love yourself. So you know what? You're going to throw that weakness out the window and start taking care of you. Y'all, that's it. That's all I have. I'll leave my quotes in the description box, but I need you to stop being weak. I need you to start taking a chance. Go out there, live your life to the fullest. Because at the end of the day, you are never going to know if you could have been successful at something if you don't go out there and do it. Period. End of sentence. If you're new to watch my videos, I want to say welcome. Thank you for joining me. If this is not your first rodeo, I want to say welcome back. I missed you guys. So glad to see you again. You guys go out there, enjoy the rest of your day. Have an amazing week on purpose. Again, stop being weak. Step out on faith. Take a chance. You've been blessed with God's grace and mercy. And as long as God is in the midst of it, there's nothing that you can't accomplish if you really put your all into it. I'll see you guys back here on Wednesday for another on Wednesday for another car conversation. Until then, take care.